went under so much injustice. Like, his cart got destroyed so many times.
Alright, and welcome to the next episode of Cannon Fodder. Again, we're going to be continuing our Mary Sue tournament. So we're now on to the semifinals, and our first round is going to be yours truly, Robyn. And I've got Alice from Ladies of Fandom.
Hi there. This is going to be pretty interesting.
And then we've got Izzy here to judge round one.
Hey guys.
Alright, so let me go ahead and draw. It's going to be the Mary Sue battle of the WWE.
Oh, God.
Alice, do you want to veto that?
I'm going to veto that.
Alright, let me go ahead and we can veto that. Let me go ahead and draw again. Okay, and it looks like it's going to be Power Rangers.
Okay. Oh, this is so one-sided.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll go ahead and start the timer for 10 minutes. And just so you know, you can either insert yourself into a already existing season of Power Rangers or create your own.
Okay.
Alright, and that's time.
Okay.
Alright, so Alice, did you want to go ahead and go first?
I kind of want to hear what you have.
Okay, I'll go first. Oh, and Izzy, just a reminder, that the squad inclusions don't count for this round. Okay, so mine is Power Ranger Mermaids.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I had one about that. So how do I judge adherence to canon if it's a different season?
Just kind of like typical Power Ranger tropes and
Okay,
how it ties
cool.
into like maybe previous seasons, because like all Power Rangers are supposed to like exist in the same universe.
I mean, I'm not going to be the best judge on that either way, but yeah.
One thing to remember, mermaids do exist in the Power Ranger universe. In Lightspeed Rescue, you meet Marina and King Neptune.
So, I have a question. So, would this Power Rangers Mermaid take place in Atlantis?
Yeah, like the underwater kingdom. Like, they're still definitely gonna go to, like, land in whatever city is near there. So, it's Power Ranger Mermaids. There's an evil witch who wants to melt the polar ice caps and sink all of the world underwater and rule the world. So her main goals are to overthrow the mermaid government and then, of course, melt those ice caps so she can rule the entire ocean and world underwater. And so the main Power Ranger team, they're the Royal Guards of the mermaid country. It's going to be me as red, Tauntaun as white, Amanda as blue, Izzy as black, Lauren as green, and Rebecca as pink. And so we're the Royal Guards, who then, once the Evil Witch starts her plan, we get upgraded to the Power Rangers. And there's the Evil Witch has a hot son, who I fall in love with, and he falls in love with me. And he doesn't know I'm a Power Ranger, and I don't know he's evil or her son until we find out, and it's like, oh no, heartache and drama. And then, of course, breaking up. But then he defects to our side, and so it's all good. I have not decided on who the 6th Ranger is, it's most likely gonna have to be a boy, just because I don't think we'll be able to get away with an all-female only Power Rangers team at this point in time. We should be able to, but I don't think we'll be able to. Anyways, we'll have our obligatory episodes where we have to go onto land and we don't know how to be human or walk on legs, and it's super funny. Then the obligatory save animals and the ocean, and where you like some defenseless fish animal got trapped in some like Coke can circle things or a plastic bag. Ooh, and then another episode on hunting or like whale fishing or shark fin fishing and how evil it is. And then there's an obligatory protecting Princess Marina episode, and getting her back together with the Blue Ranger from Lightspeed Rescue because they were OTP. So yeah, a lot of environmental friendly undertones for this season. Obviously, you'll have your episodes that cater more towards each individual Power Ranger and their quirks. And then we'll get down to the kind of season arc, last arc, in a last-ditch effort to overthrow the royal family, and big assassination plot. Eventually, we stop her, and that's the end of the first part of the season finale. But it's like, that episode ends with like, but she's already started the countdown to melting the polar ice caps. And we have to swim off and go stop that, which we do, because saving the Earth. It's important to note that in this season, some of the battles are also underwater, but they're also like on land, depending on the monster that we're fighting. So like the Megazord can swim and have cool battles, kind of like think the final battle in Pacific Rim where they're in their Jaegers underwater. That works too. Like, so the Megazord can go underwater and on land. That's my Power Ranger season. Mermaids.
That's kind of interesting because I actually was working on an all-female Power Ranger team.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's why it's going to be Power Rangers Amazons with all mythical creature Zord. We're talking like Pegasi and frickin' Griffins, and well, there already was a Griffin, wasn't there?
Yeah.
That was the second one with the Thunder Zords.
A unicorn.
No, that one had. But either way. Actually, yeah, that's where they get their Zords. They're the leftover Zords from the Thunder Zords. And it is essentially a separate planet of Power Rangers where the women are the warriors and the men, there really aren't as many. They have a weird way of procreating. Giant crossover with, I'm gonna say not. Yeah, actually, they can have a giant crossover with Lost Galaxy. The main villain wants to control the rest of the planets and subjugate the entire universe to her will. And I think the Rangers would be myself, probably the rest of the crew of Ladies of Fandom, and I want to say Harley from fan service. They of course would have they eventually, like, their planet was destroyed by this witch, and they hitch a ride with the people from Lost Galaxy to find their way back to Earth, or find their way to Earth, in which they have to deal with the ordinary things of Earth life. As much as I have so far.
I love that. Both of these seasons need to happen.
I'm just going to take a minute to tabulate all the points and everything, and then I'll give you guys. So I've got the scores mostly tabulated up. I just wanted to just quickly check with Alice if there was any personal life details she put in there that I might not have caught, just to make sure.
Not exactly.
Okay, that's cool. So I got it then. And also, I'm going to note that I don't know much about Power Rangers, so if there's anything adherence to canon that I didn't catch when I'm explaining your point, feel free to bring that up and I can add them in.
Marina and Neptune are actually the characters' names in Lightspeed Rescue.
For adherence to canon? I had that. Would that fall into there were mermaids in the universe, or is that separate?
Separate, because they're the actual names of the characters.
Okay, I'll add that in then. Okay. Okay, so that's all for you. So I'll start with yours then, Robyn, just because we were already on that. I gave you originality 10 points just because I thought it was pretty decently original. It's hard to quantify for originality, but I didn't feel that anything was overused or anything. Adherence to canon was another 10 points, 5 for the existence of mermaids in the universe, and 5 for what you just mentioned, which was Marina and Neptune. I did not catch any personal life details, so those were 0. Unless I missed something. And
no, I didn't have any in.
Overused tropes. Let me look. I had a few for you. Okay, yes. 5 for villain has a hot son and you fall in love. Another 5 for he's first on the villain side, but soon love conquers all. Another 5 for coming to Earth and nobody knows how to act like humans and it's awkward and funny. And another 5 for the villain's objective being taking over the world.
As it always is. Tropes was the eco-friendly episodes.
Yes, I will add that in, so 25. Okay, so that leaves you with a total of, since I recently added stuff in, 45. Alrighty. And to go into Alice's, Alice, I gave you 10 points for originality because I felt that you two were at basically equal for originality. For adherence to canon, I gave you first. The only thing I caught was hitching a ride to find their way to Earth for adherence to canon. But if there's anything else that you explicitly put in as adherence to canon, please tell me because I didn't know about the season that you were going off of.
Yeah, she said that the Megazords were the Lightning Thunder Zords, and that's from the season 2 of Mighty Morphin. Got your back, Alice.
So then that leaves you also with 10 for adherence to canon, personal life details none, and overused tropes. For you, I got 5 for having to go to Earth and deal with normal life on Earth, presenting a conflict as well as humor. And another 5 for the planet being destroyed by an evil being. And if you have any more overused tropes, then you can tell me, but those were the 2 that I caught.
Not that I can think of.
Okay, cool. So I will total that again, just because I also added some points to yours. All right, and if you guys are ready, then I will give you your final scores and my verdict. Drum roll. So Robyn had a total of 45 points, and Alice had a total of 30. I really enjoyed both of your stories, and Robyn is the winner of this round.
Yeah. So let's be honest, both of these seasons of Power Rangers need to happen. They're both beautiful.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Certainly. Why hasn't an all-female Power Rangers team existed yet? Why? We're not there yet.
I mean, technically we should, because how many seasons are the Yellow Ranger in the an actual guy in this entire, but it's a girl in the show. We can even make a joke about that. One of the girls is like, how come you get a skirt and I don't?
Or even just from every Power Ranger season, there has probably been a female ranger of just about every color. There could be one episode where all the guys disappear and they have to team up cross-platform.
That can be the 35th anniversary episode. They did it with the Red Rangers. They should do one for the females. All pink episode. Or all yellow. Whichever one has the most. It's probably going to be pink. Alright, and now we're on to round 2 of the semifinals of the Mary Sue tournament. So now we have Courtney from Ladies of Fandom.
Hello.
Going to be going up against Tauntaun.
Hello.
And back from round 1, I've got Amanda here to judge.
Hey.
She's a little bitter about losing.
Yeah, still bitter. Still bitter.
Oh,
So
justice. Justice.
Alright, and it looks like this round is going to be K-pop.
Oh no, that's so unfair.
Oh no.
No. I'll veto.
I will also vote to veto because
Yeah.
I know next to nothing about current K-pop.
Wait, you don't know current K-pop, but do you know K-pop overall?
Familiar with some of the bigger acts like Brown Idol and Big Bang, but past that, I don't know anybody's names.
I'll veto. I'll be nice.
See, my person wasn't that nice. Robyn.
In my defense, you took an entire class in college on Greek mythology.
Very
Very different
same.
than
It's not the same.
very, very different than Percy Jackson. Also, my class was on reading plays and not actual mythology. I basically read the Iliad and spent most of my semester dissecting that. So, very different.
Iliad OC.
We used the Iliad to explain the Greek gods, and half of them didn't even show up. So
Greek mythology is so ingrained into our culture. You don't need all of them to make your Mary Sue. You're a daughter of Athena. You know that. So the new fandom is Avatar: The Last Airbender. What do y'all think of that?
Is Courtney okay with that?
Repeat that again?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That I could probably do. I'm still
Okay.
not quite as familiar with it as I should be, but I know more about it than I know K-pop.
Alice is gonna kill you.
Alice is gonna come after me. But at least I know their names.
That's a start.
that's an important part.
That's
That's
good.
a good start. That's
Now,
a start.
The entirety of Avatar, or just The Last Airbender, or just Korra's bit. Can't remember the name of that one.
Legend of Korra. I would
Korra, thank you.
say just the original.
Yeah, just the
So,
last
Legend of Korra.
Airbender.
Just the first
All
one,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
And you've got 10 minutes. Alright, who wants to go first? Tauntaun, I think Courtney volunteered you to go first.
Right. But since I was kind enough not to do K-pop, don't you think she should go?
Hot, just go.
Okay. So this
Okay.
is gonna use the canon as kind of like bouncing off point. I'm not gonna really adhere a lot to it, so I'm gonna be like taking points off there. But it's okay. It's gonna come together at the end. So my OC is going to be from Ba Sing Se as an earthbender, right? And this whole plot is gonna take place when Zuko and Iroh came into Ba Sing Se as refugees. Everybody remember that, more or less? All right. So I don't know if you remember, but at one point, Zuko stole like this really jewel-encrusted, fancy-ass teapot for Uncle Iroh from this poor merchant family. My OC is from that merchant family. Ooh. Anyway, so they have to find ways to make up for this jewel-encrusted teapot because they're actually like delivering it for some other family. And it costs a lot of money. So my OC has to go and get a job. And she is looking around and she happens upon this tea house, which happens to be where Iroh works. I know. It's really riveting right now. Anyway, where am I going with this? I don't know. I'm making up as I go along. Yeah.
No, not at all.
It's good. Anyway, she and Iroh become kind of close friends because she likes his wisdom and he likes her wit because she's small and feisty. Remind you of anybody? I don't know. Not at all.
Not at all. I don't see where you're going with this at all.
I know. And if we were counting points for squad inclusion, I would have said that she had like a little squad of earthbender friends named Lauren, Amanda, Robyn, Izzy, and Hal. But you know, I have no friends in this universe because they don't count for any points.
Can I just say, I don't think I'd be an earthbender. I'd be a waterbender.
Anyway, I know there was another character in the series who had a crush on Zuko, but she doesn't exist here. She does exist here. And she's my quote-unquote rival because both of us always visit the same tea house all the time to see Zuko. But Iroh likes my OC more, so he decides to set my OC up on a quote-unquote blind date with Zuko, but he's so awkward that he never shows up.
Points.
And instead, my OC learns how to play chess from Iroh, or Pai Sho. And she comes so often, and she's like so strapped for cash that she doesn't really pay him. She just kind of brings him like cabbages every day from the cabbage man. Every single day, it's another fresh head of cabbage. Anyway, after Iroh left, he quit his job there, and then the Fire Nation took over because that's what the Fire Nation does. Her family became like refugees again and like hid in that tea house because that's what it was, kind of became, just a place for people to hide from the Fire Nation. And that's all I have. She became the quote-unquote Anne Frank of the Earth Nation. Yes.
So she dies really horrifically?
She will. Yes.
Okay.
It's tragic. And she never went on that date. So it's even more tragic.
Damn.
That's all I have.
Good job.
Thanks. I tried kind of really hard.
You did good.
Thanks.
You did good.
That actually sounds pretty fun.
Thank you.
Alright, Courtney?
Alright, we ready for this?
As ready as ever.
Yeah.
Alright. So, my little self-insertion begins with, I come from Ba Sing Se.
Nice!
Girl
We're
named
friends.
Azumi.
We're
Maybe not twinsies. Got a fairly affluent family who was very disappointed I wasn't an earthbender. So she runs away from home, starts traveling the world. She keeps running into the Cabbage Man and starts befriending him. He's not that bad. She could see herself following him for a while. consoling him after every time his cabbage cart gets run over by young hoodlum kids.
They wouldn't matter, but they're there.
Why not? Might take some time. It's not going to happen fast, but yeah, she starts to have feelings for him.
Yeah.
I ship it.
This is my new
shit
OTP.
happens.
Shit does happen.
Let's see what else about her.
That you can
Tiny
make up
little
on the
thing.
spot.
That I can make up on the spot. Little thing named Nozumi. Very, not young. She's 18. She's old enough to get out on her own as needed. Kind of rejects the, lifestyle she'd formerly led. Didn't really fit her. Sounds a little familiar, only she's not quite blind. She's got good vision. She'd be a little... She may not have as much common sense, but she can at least see her way around. And just kind of starts, learning that there's more to the world than, the Earth Nation and the walls of Ba Sing Se. I think that's all I have.
Snaps. Snaps.
Snaps.
Snap.
I can't snap. I'm really bad at snapping.
I'm not going to even try because I don't know what
tragic.
it's sound like. That and I'd get the dog's attention, and he's settled down. He's good right there.
Robyn not being able to snap is more tragic than my story.
I don't do tragedy very well.
I do. I'm great at it.
Okay. So I'll start with.
I can make some tortured characters, but it didn't feel right for the world of Avatar.
It's
There's
always
already
hope.
enough. Yeah, there's always hope. And it's like there's also already enough tragedy in Avatar.
The most tragic.
That was kind of tragic. I will admit that one. It's like,
Alright, so I'm gonna start with Courtney. Courtney, as I don't know you very well, did you have any personal life details and I just missed them because I don't know you, or?
Tiny petite little thing. Nozumi actually translates to loudmouse or brash mouse, technically. Japanese, but hey,
Alrighty.
my nickname is Little
That's
Loudmouse, so I
cute.
kind of had to throw that in there. It's actually a nickname one of my friends gave me.
Nice.
I love
Perfect.
that.
I like it. Alright, that was my quick question for you. So, I gave you 5 points for the personal life details.
Speak up if there are anything that we're missing in the judging.
If you feel like, oh, I should have got more points for this, let me know, because this is not a, I get the sole judgment rule, although it kind of is, but
You get to bargain for anything you want.
yeah.
None of this matters.
Yeah.
The points are completely arbitrary, and I made them up a while back.
Woo! Sounds like another game I know.
Points.
It's like mini games.
Points.
And so overuse, I have the run away from home,
Mhm.
and then the rejecting previously rich lifestyle. So I gave you 10 points for that. For adherence to canon, you have Cabbage Man Destruction. You also had the wealthy and Ba Sing Se. Can't spell Ba Sing Se, but whatever. And then for originality, I gave you the ship with the Cabbage Man, so that was 5 points. It was 10 points for originality, 5 points. 5 points for originality, 10 points for the adherence to canon, and then 10 points for the Cabbage Man as well.
I've got my own little cabbage man right here. Trying to play
Aw.
Persona 5.
Oh,
no,
is that
no
what he
spoilers,
meant?
no
Five-
spoilers. Ah,
Okay.
there'll be no spoilers on Persona 5.
Yeah, no, he's got it muted while we're recording, but he's currently playing it.
Everyone dies.
Pretty
You
much.
joke, but that
I'm
could actually be a
joking.
thing.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
It
I don't
could.
know. Persona 3 happened.
Persona 3 did happen.
Who's the one getting off topic?
So Tauntaun,
Oh, yes.
you had for the originality, you had the never got a date. I thought that was pretty original.
Nice,
Usually,
nice.
you actually get the date. And then
Yeah.
your OC died, so I think you're the first person in one of these to have your OC actually die.
I'm like Power Rangers Lost Galaxy right now.
And so then for adherence to canon, you had the uncle being very wise and
Yes.
playing Pai Shua. Fire Nation taking over Ba Sing Se.
Yes.
You have Awkward Zuko, because let's be fair, Awkward Zuko.
He's no ladies' man. He's just
Nope.
cute.
So those are those points.
Oh yeah.
So for personal life details, I gave you small and feisty.
Nice.
Then for overused tropes, I had love rival and blind date.
Racking them up.
And then you also had your cabbage guy.
Yes.
Do note that again, I am not an earner, and so you would have lost points if you had, if we had been doing squad inclusion, you would have lost points for Robyn and myself, but you would have gained points for Lauren.
Shut your Fire Nation mouth.
And Izzy
I
and
don't know what
Hal.
Izzy would be, or Hal. I feel like Izzy would not be a bender though.
That's true.
She would just be the normal human.
Yeah.
She would have the heart.
The heart of a bender.
Of a bender.
But not the skill. Alright, so the final points, and our winner is, drum roll, is Tauntaun.
Yay! Got time!
Yay!
We're very close though, Courtney. It was 40 to 50.
Look at
By
that.
my
not
arbitrary
bad.
point system, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
It was.
It was good.
You put up a good fight, Courtney. I
Nice.
was shaken for a minute there. I was shook it.
All right, well, that concludes the semifinal rounds of the Mary Sue tournament. Join us next time where it's going to be me versus Tauntaun for the first ever Mary Sue tournament championship belt. I made a belt for this. I finished it 5 minutes ago.
All right, I guess that wraps it up.
And I think that's it, yeah. That's
Yeah,
everything.
thank you. This was
Hey.
fun.
Hey, this was fun.
You can follow us on Tumblr at rawliterature.tumblr.com. It's going to be spelled R-A-H literature. And then you can also follow us on Twitter at raw_literature.
Automatic event procedure initiated. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,